If you want some, come get some.
This is such good
I am the visionary. I am a revolutionary. I am Seth.
I can't give the stuff to Dusty, but I can give it to my mama. I can give it to my mommy.
Acknowledge me.
Lately, he just hasn't been very oozy.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a post edition of Rasslin with Ryan Hernandez. My name is Mike Andrade, and Ryan, how you feeling, buddy? Tell the world how you feeling about this post edition of the Royal Rumble that just took place right now. We're streaming live. You know, I would say one of the best Royal Rumbles in recent memory, from top to bottom, but it got your hopes up a little bit, didn't you? Just a little bit.
Yeah. You guys know I'm a massive Cena fan, so it's my own fault for expecting him to win. Although it would have been really nice to see him win. Congrats to Jay, but I mean, we all know Jay's just gonna lose another world title match. So
whoa.
But Cena's Cena's gonna win the Elimination Chamber.
Wow.
So
Wow. A little hurt feelings there? Okay. All right.
At least John Cena eliminated Logan Paul. That made me happy.
That did make you happy. But I would say rating this Royal Rumble as a whole, probably giving it an 8 out of 10. What would you say?
Like the whole show, or just the men's Rumble match?
The whole show.
Yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10. I can't give it a 9 or a 10 because that tag team title match was a dud.
Could have been better.
Yeah. So, but aside from that, the women's Rumble was great. The WWE Championship match was that was something.
That was excellent.
Some crazy spots.
Yeah.
In the men's Rumble. So.
Let's get into it. So the women's Royal Rumble. What did you think?
I think it was the right call for that to kick off the show. Because you want to get the crowd into it and hot from the beginning. And it was nice to see Roxanne Perez come in at number 3 and make it literally all the way to the end.
Yeah.
So props to Roxanne Perez. She has a bright future ahead of her. We saw some surprises. We saw Trish Stratus return. We saw Nikki Bella return. But the highlight, my girl Alexa's back.
See, that was another positive for you.
He's back.
Alexa Bliss.
You can ask this guy. His mom was working, so I couldn't scream. But you ask this guy. I got all giddy, like I was jumping up and down.
It was It was great to see Alexa Bliss back. Really, the only surprise of the women's Royal Rumble match.
The real true surprise.
Yes.
Because some people were saying Trish was most likely going to be in it. There are assumptions that Nikki was going to be in it. No AJ Lee. So that's disappointing. But.
Exactly. But I would say Roxanne Perez was the MVP of the match.
Oh, definitely. Roxanne, she deserves her flowers. She's got a bright future ahead of her. I wouldn't be surprised. She might be a future women's Royal Rumble winner.
For sure, definitely.
Yeah. So definitely, yeah. So props for that. A lot of the spots were really interesting. We saw some potential feuds in the making. Like it looks like we might be getting an Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan feud.
Yeah.
It was great to see Charlotte Flair back.
Yeah.
I think as soon as she was announced, I think most people assumed that she was going to be the one to walk out on top. We both of us predicted that this would be the first women's Rumble with the 2-time winner. I said Becky, but there was no Becky, which was kind of shocking.
Surprising, yeah.
That was surprising.
Yeah, surprising no Becky Lynch to come in at the number 30 spot. I thought for sure that she was going to come in that spot. But just compared to last year's women's Royal Rumble match was so taken aback by all the botches that they had in that match.
This match was like a huge difference
for
the women.
Yeah.
And I think they made the right call with all the women. They had the first 10 were all pretty good, in terms of in-ring ability and stuff.
Right.
You know, some superstars got a chance to really shine, like Chelsea Green.
Yep.
They gave her a good showing in the Rumble.
And you can just tell she's a superstar in that ring.
Oh yeah, that's Mike's girlfriend.
Exactly.
He loves himself some Chelsea Green. So
I do love myself some Chelsea.
Matt Cardona's got some competition.
He does. But Charlotte Flair in the Royal Rumble, she may not be the Charlotte Flair of 10 years ago, but she has superstar. She is a future Hall of Famer, superstar written all over her. So they end up giving her the victory to get her second Royal Rumble.
Who do you think she chooses?
I think.
Do we get Rhea versus Charlotte 3, or do we get the dream match of Rhea versus Tiffany?
So my heart would want Rhea versus Charlotte to play off that huge match they had a couple years ago at WrestleMania.
We were there
that
for
great match that they had.
That was tremendous.
But I think they go with Tiffany and Charlotte. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the match. And I know Tiffany Stratton herself says that's her dream match.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if Tiffany will be the one to go over and like beat Charlotte, because that would be a huge win if she beat Charlotte.
Exactly.
At WrestleMania of all places.
Exactly.
If she were to beat Charlotte, boom. She made superstar right there.
Oh yeah. And so Charlotte Flair with the win. What would you rate the women's Royal Rumble match?
I give it like a solid 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Yeah, it was really good. From beginning to end, I think, there wasn't any pieces where I thought it was slow or, was boring or anything. I thought the women.
It really picked up once they got to the middle.
Yeah.
And once it got to the 20s, that's when it started to pick up.
And that's rare for the women's Royal Rumble match to keep pace like that. So kudos to the women for putting on a great Royal Rumble match. And, hopefully next year they can carry on with all the great women that they have on the roster.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just glad my girls Alexa's back. I predicted it. This guy thought she wouldn't be in it. I was like, no, she's going to be in it. Watch.
Mm-hmm.
And did you hear that pop she got?
She did get an amazing
Man, that crowd was eating it up.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that Alexa's back as a babyface. Because I know people like her as a heel. She's great as a heel, but I think if they play it right and they actually give her a good character and storyline, I think Alexa could be a really good babyface.
LeBron with a nice jam right now.
So
we're going off topic.
He's watching the
Laker game in the back right here.
We're multitasking. It's what we do here at Lace 'Em Up.
Exactly. Now moving on, the tag team title match, which I thought had a lot of promise going into it.
Yeah, I mean,
I
will say there were some cool spots in it. Like some of the moves they were doing were cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it fell flat for me. I expected more.
Yeah, DIY.
I thought the match would go longer too. But
yeah, DIY with the quick victory, I guess, or a quick fall to get the first fall in the match. And there was just a couple spots, that I felt like, they tried to get, but I feel like it just didn't execute right on. And then I just, I think putting it into perspective of a 2 out of 3 falls match, you're thinking that they're going to give these guys a lot of time, and I don't think that they went a whole lot of time.
No, I think they only went maybe 11 or 12 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the Street Profits came out, and it was weird because they took out MCMG, but then they took out DIY.
Yeah, it was first are they turning heel or
are they baby faces, or so it's kind of confusing. So we'll have to see how that plays out, because I'm assuming it's all going to play out on SmackDown next week.
Right, exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a triple threat tag team match.
Exactly.
At Elimination Chamber, or who knows, maybe they'll do it first and they'll do a tag team championship Elimination Chamber match. Exactly. Who knows?
They could, yeah, exactly. A lot of developing, stuff going on in the SmackDown tag team division, and hopefully it carries on into a good program going into WrestleMania.
Because the SmackDown tag division, they've been getting better as of late.
Way better than Monday Night Raw.
Way better than Raw. There's interesting storylines. They have a great choice with DIY, and it was so unexpected with their heel turn. That was that was a swerve. Even I was texting, I was like, what?
Exactly.
I was like, did DIY just turn heel? So I like the tag team title picture on SmackDown.
Oh yeah.
And I like that a team like the Street Profits are gonna get more time, and hopefully at the end of this, hopefully the Street Profits come out with the tag titles, because they deserve it.
Right.
After
they
so
do,
many,
man.
After so many attempts and just can't get over the hump. The Street Profits, they deserve a tag team title run.
I would love for them to get their flowers at WrestleMania with a tag team title victory, and then they could turn heel on each other. And just let Montez Ford just go singles.
Who would be the heel? Angelo? Or
No,
Montez?
I think Montez.
You think Montez would be the heel?
Mm-hmm.
But then the only thing that I'm worried about is it's going to turn into a Jimmy and Jay situation.
Yeah,
where it's like they'll feud, they'll have one match, it might not hit, and then something's going to happen, and they'll reunite, and it'll be like as if they never went after each other.
Exactly.
So it'll be curious to see how the SmackDown or the WWE Tag Team title picture plays out. And then we had the undisputed WWE Championship ladder match.
WWE Championship match.
Cody Rhodes.
Ladder match.
Yeah, between Cody Rhodes, or AKA Homelander, against Kevin Owens, who is the Canadian son of
I don't even know what his shirt said. But
something, yeah. The match started off slow.
It did.
Started off slow, but then once they started bringing the ladders involved, that's when it really picked up. And there were some brutal spots.
Just a lot of brutal spots on their backs, on their necks, on their shoulders. And you knew you were going to get something like that with Kevin Owens being a crazy man himself, Cody not being afraid to take a big bump. You knew you were going to get stuff like that.
And we haven't really had a brutal ladder match like this probably since the Attitude Era? Or maybe the early 2000s when you had like the Hardys and the Dudleys and Edge and Christian.
I mean, the ladder match specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't seen it in maybe past 5-6 years. I can't really remember anything like this, but I'm sure it's happened at some point. But tremendous match between the two. You had a lot of physicality out there. It's the blow-off match between these two, so you knew these guys are going to go out balls to the walls, and they delivered on their match. And man, that the finish between in this match where Kevin Owens, man, he landed. What was it? The wasn't the package pile driver, but it was the
Alabama.
Yeah, where he landed directly on his neck. Oh my gosh.
And I like that they had Sammy involved in it, and they made Sammy look conflicted. It's like, is he gonna help his best friend KO? Is he gonna help Cody?
Exactly.
Like they teased it. Even when Cody was up the ladder, they showed it where Sammy was looking at Cody climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
So it made you think, is Sammy gonna turn?
Yep.
Is Sammy gonna help?
It made you think of something.
Yeah. So I like how they implemented that for a potential future, because I mean. Who knows? We might get another Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, definitely.
And those two always put on a classic. I know we've seen it before, but one thing you got to give both those men props. They're like a match made in heaven when those two are in the ring together.
Exactly. Yep. So great match between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Now we'll see what the direction is going forward between these two. What do you do with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? Do you build something for them at WrestleMania?
At the Elimination Chamber?
Yeah.
Because it is in Toronto.
It is.
And you have KO and Sammy, who are both Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see if maybe they'll be involved in the Elimination Chamber match, and maybe we see tensions boil over, something. So,
right.
Yeah, so it's that. And then we have the men's Royal Rumble match.
Yep.
And what a fire way to start. Rey Mysterio and Penta, 1 and 2.
A fire way to start, and then almost a botchamania with
Penta's spot.
With Zero dipping his toes out on the bottom.
Yeah, and they look like a 2 feet touch, but the picture made it's at 1 foot, but I don't know.
I saw a picture online where
it looked like that second heel was touched the floor.
I mean, this is what instant replay is for. They did not show the replay.
Probably because both feet touch, and they didn't want to be like, well, this is awkward.
Yeah, exactly. And so Penta should have probably been eliminated early, but they just chose to keep going.
But aside from that, Penta had a good showing in the Rumble. He lasted over 40 minutes.
Yep. A great showing in the Rumble. Ray, I thought in the beginning maybe he looked a little shaky, but
because it looked like he hurt his knee.
Yeah, but ended up performing pretty well in the Rumble. Big spots for me in this Rumble. You have Jacob Fatu came in. They call it the Diesel spot, where he comes in and just annihilates everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And then
Anybody stand out from you from the beginning of the match?
Braun Breaker.
Oh my God.
They gave Braun Breaker. That man had a good showing.
Oh my God. He was.
He had some gnarly spears. They even gave him a moment of Roman.
They
And
did.
he actually speared Roman.
Yeah.
He actually speared Roman.
That was an amazing spear. I would say he was the MVP of the Royal Rumble match. Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker. And they showed a future storyline because he got eliminated by who eliminated him?
I can't remember. But then your boy Speed came out.
Yeah, because they took out Akira Tozawa because Carmelo Hayes got upset, so he took out Tozawa, and Triple H is like, "Oh, somebody needs to take the spot." And then this guy started to be like, "Oh, this is where you're gonna get your 31. You're gonna get your 31."
I came into the Royal Rumble thinking that maybe John Cena might win, maybe CM Punk might win, but then when they win, let's go out.
But yeah,
and number 31 hits. And we were like, what? What's going on here?
R-Truth.
Yeah, exactly.
R-Truth.
And then it's going to be the final boss, The Rock coming out and saying, I don't care if it's only 30 spots. I'm 31, and I'm eliminating John Cena's ass from the Rumble. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Thankfully, it didn't happen. And there were people were thinking after the the match, people were thinking like, wait, are we gonna get the countdown? Are they just waiting till like the very last second to pull it off?
Yeah.
Because even I was trying to think like, wait, are they gonna do like the spot where they show you like the Royal Rumble and then all of a sudden you hear the countdown clock?
Yeah.
That's what that's what like, not saying that I was expecting it to happen, but in the back of my mind, I was just like, are they gonna pull off this spot where it makes it look like the show's over and then all of a sudden
exactly
if you smell.
But tremendous talent in this Royal Rumble match. Probably the best Royal Rumble match that I can think of in years.
I know a lot of people were disappointed, not a lot of surprise, but we did see one. You gotta say his name.
And he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Okay. We
he had a nice little showing.
Yeah, pretty much the only surprise of the evening.
I mean, we knew he wasn't going to win it. We knew he wasn't going to be in there long, but it was just nice to see him in there, especially now that WWE and TNA has this partnership. Oh, something we totally forgot to mention about the Women's Rumble. Jordynne Grace.
Yes.
She is now officially a full-time WWE superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Cole mentioned it because last year she was in the Rumble as a TNA Knockouts champion, but this year she officially entered as a WWE superstar. And can we talk about that spot she did with Piper Niven?
Oh my God.
The Death Valley Driver.
That was an incredible spot.
The crowd ate that.
I've seen John Cena do an attitude adjustment to Big Show, which is incredible. I've seen him do it to Viscera.
Yeah, and then we saw him do it where he had Big Show and Edge, even though it was for a second at WrestleMania 25.
Yeah.
But Jordynne Grace, she did it with no effort. Literally no effort.
To do it to Doudrop or Piper Niven?
And the crowd ate it up.
Yeah.
You know what the spot reminded me of? Last year when Jade Cargill got Nia and threw her out. That's what that spot reminded me of.
No Jade Cargill in the Women's Rumble either.
Yeah.
But
that's another thing.
Going back to the Men's Rumble now, my favorite spot was after Cena came out. You had Punk, you had Roman, you had Seth.
And I like how they did it where it's like Punk and Cena and Jay are there staring at each other, and then they wait. There's no fighting, and then you get the countdown clock.
Yeah.
And also, can we talk about the phenomenal AJ Styles is back with his old theme song?
Yep.
Thank God. Because his new theme song sucked.
I thought he had re-injured himself in this Rumble too.
It made it look like it was, but I think he's just selling it, and we know AJ's he's like a great seller. So
exactly.
So look there, he was concerned because he was talking to a referee in the corner. So, but it's nice to see him back with his old theme.
Exactly.
I know. We popped when he got his old theme. We're like, oh yes, his old theme's back.
Then you had 29 LA Knight. You had Logan Paul at number 30. Logan Paul wasn't in there very long.
AKA, that was my piss break. I took a piss when his music hit.
But he had a nice spot where he was seemingly eliminated from the Rumble, but then he jumped onto the announce table. Almost they used to call it the Kofi Kingston spot, where every year Kofi Kingston would try to come up with a clever way
no Kofi.
Also,
no Kofi, which is a shocker because yeah.
But where Kofi would try to do a clever way to keep himself from being eliminated. That this year went to Logan Paul. Made his way back into the ring.
I mean, it wasn't like a super crazy spot, but it was still like a cool looking spot to see.
Yep.
Because it looked like he was pushed and then he jumped. But you got that's hard to get pushed and then pretty much getting yourself to jump.
Yep.
Like in front on the announce table, because it's like if he missed that jump, that he would have been eliminated.
Yeah,
totally. If he mid-timed that jump by even like a millisecond, that would have been it.
Exactly.
So even though I can't stand the guy, I gotta give him props for being able to pull off a spot like that.
Exactly.
Just in general, like for anyone, that's not an easy spot to do.
Yeah, and so Logan Paul was in the match not that long, eliminated by who?
My GOAT. That got me to pop.
That got you the pop.
He got me. That got me to pop. And then Logan Paul eliminated AJ Styles. So I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but maybe we see Logan Paul versus AJ Styles at some point.
Oh, before that though, madness ensued. Logan Paul eliminated CM Punk and Roman Reigns.
That even as soon as that happened, all of us we were just like,
oh my god!
Like all of our jaws dropped. We were just like, what the heck?
I know. I was like holy
yeah,
crap.
he was. You didn't say a word for like literally for like a couple minutes. You were like silent. You were just like what? I was shocked because we were under the assumption that Punk, Drew, and Seth are going to eliminate each other because those three hate each other. Yeah, that was our assumption, and then chaos ensued. And how about a shock? Who eliminated Drew?
I think it was Damian Priest.
Oh yeah, that was a shock. Damian Priest eliminated Drew McIntyre.
But then Seth just snapped after
he snapped. He stomped Roman.
Yep.
Curb stomp, and then he stomped him again. Then him and Punk right at it. And interesting thing, Seth went after Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
And then Punk looked at Paul Heyman and walked away. He looked disappointed.
Yeah.
So it almost feels like, did Punk cash in his favor and then Paul failed him? It makes me wonder, be like, was his favor like, you're going to help me win the Royal Rumble?
I don't know. That's
another interesting story. That's one thing Triple H is good at. He is great at long-term storytelling.
Exactly.
It's the little things now. There's little Easter eggs now. Like so you got to pay attention to like every little detail in WWE.
Exactly. Everything matters. So,
but yeah, no, this Royal Rumble match was great. I give the Rumble a 9 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10.
Well, let's talk about the ending. I know it's very bitter for you. It's like my Lakers losing in a tough battle. Let's say like the Lakers are in the NBA Finals and they come up short against whoever. At least it's not against Boston. That's
as long as
you're not here or there.
Yeah.
But it's like the Lakers losing in a hard fought battle. And the ending came down to John Cena, the GOAT. Dude? Once it came down to Cena and Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso.
You were under the assumption that Cena.
I was like, Cena's it's an easy victory for Cena.
He's got it.
He's got it. He's got it. I thought they were gonna make Jey Uso look good, and they're gonna give him like some near like, oh, could he eliminate Cena? But in the end, I thought Cena was gonna turn back the time and come back to Super Cena. Not the case.
And then ask this guy. As soon as that happened, I was dead silent. My head was down, and like in the moment, I was just like, nobody talk to me. Just don't talk to me. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of it. I almost started crying. I didn't want to because I didn't want to like cry in front of you guys, but I legit almost started crying after seeing you eliminated. Because that was pure. You know that he's my hero. He's my GOAT. I love him to death. I'm never gonna say anything bad about him. And that was heartbreaking for me.
I was already planning in my head if you were to win, go over to you and start like hugging you and boxing you.
He gave me permission. He's like, if Cena wins, I'll allow you to go crazy. Because we had to be a little on the quieter side.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'll tell you what, if Cena wins, I'll allow you to go crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, I will allow you to, kind of like, do your thing and go crazy. But yeah, it takes a lot to
It's okay.
Anyway, okay. But it takes a lot to leave me like speechless.
It does.
It like just in general, it takes a lot. And so I think I think you knew the second Cena eliminated. You knew that my heart like shattered right there in that moment.
It did.
Again, I like Jay. I'm not mad about it. Jay deserves it. I know I had a little dig, but I think they are going to give Jey Uso his crowning moment at WrestleMania.
Look at from where Jey Uso started in this company.
They always thought he'd be a tag team guy.
He was a tag team guy. He was always the quiet Uso. I always thought
Jimmy was the one that was always getting the attention.
Never in a million years would I think this guy would ever be the Royal Rumble winner. But
especially when you had guys like CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, John Cena, it would have been like, out of all these people, be like, yeah, sure, Jay will have a good showing, but it's like, no, Jay, there's no way Jay's gonna outlast all of these guys.
Even, like I thought, look, they have thrown a lot of stock into Jey Uso, but even with all these guys, Cena, Punk, Reigns, they're not going to give it to Jey Uso over those guys. And behold, here we are.
Yeah, but I know you helped bring my hopes back up, and you did say that Cena's probably going to win the Chamber.
Yeah,
to get his main event WrestleMania match.
I think I don't know. I want to say it's a foregone conclusion he's going to win the Chamber,
but I think this increases the likelihood.
Yeah,
of him winning the Chamber, because I think most people were thinking it's Rumble or Chamber.
Right.
For Cena, if he wins the Rumble, then he'll just be at the Chamber to just be there, maybe have a match.
But here's the most important thing, too. I think Cena looked pretty good.
He did. I think he proved. I think he showed a lot of people like, hey, I may not be the same guy I was 10 years ago. He's like, but I still got some left in me.
Yeah.
Like I think this was Cena's way of saying like, hey, don't count me out. I still got some left.
Exactly.
So I know I'm excited. Especially because we're gonna go to WrestleMania. You know I'm gonna lose it when I hear it. When I hear those trumpets.
Exactly.
Like this guy will tell you. He knows a lot of wrestling fans. He's never met a bigger John Cena fan than me.
Look at what I'm wearing.
And then this dude switched up. He was saying Cena's not gonna win. And then when he came down, he's like, "All right, let's go Cena." I was like, "Wow, you switched up." No.
Anyways,
but no, it was not the outcome I wanted. But I got to give props to Jey Uso. He's been like the workhorse for the last well past the year. So I think he's finally gonna get his crowning moment. I think he's picking Gunther.
Absolutely.
I think he's gonna pick Gunther.
Yep, and then we'll see who wins the Chamber to pick Cody.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Cody goes now, because we saw some signs of heel Cody tonight.
We did.
Not to say that he's gonna go full heel, but they're definitely toying with the idea
heel Cody and heel Seth.
Yeah, I don't think Seth's a full-fledged heel yet, but they teased a heel Seth when he went after. Well, him going after Roman made sense, and then him going after Punk. But the fact that he went after Paul Heyman, that's like, whoa, hey, that's like you're crossing. That's like,
yeah. Well, nonetheless, what would you rate the whole Royal Rumble again?
8 out of 10.
I would say 8 out of 10 as well. 8 out of 10.
I definitely,
that's giving it good praise.
Yeah, I definitely think this Rumble was probably the best Rumble of the last 5 years.
Definitely. I think it's this one and then the 2020
Rumble. Even though, and I'm surprised you said 2020, because that's a sad day for you.
Well, we're not gonna.
Yeah, ain't gonna get into that, but yeah. You can't deny how great, because like I said in an earlier podcast, that was basically like 2 Rumbles in one. The first half was all Brock, and then once he got eliminated, it was basically like a whole new Rumble match.
Exactly.
And I think that's why a lot of people liked it, because it's like, it's like a tale of 2 Rumbles.
Yeah. And
so, but yeah, overall, I thought the Rumble was a great show. I'm glad I came down, because I would have been at school watching by myself.
Exactly.
And this guy's like, you can't watch a Rumble by yourself. He's like, you can't.
No, you can't, dude.
You're like, it's too big of a show. You're like, you can't. You're like, your girl's going to be there. You can't watch by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm glad I came down.
Yeah.
Quick trip, but worth it.
Well, exactly. We're gonna drive back down tomorrow.
Yep.
But let us know what you guys think of the Royal Rumble this year. Obviously, it's setting up for WrestleMania. Let us know. Email us. Comment down below. This is going to be on YouTube as always. Comment down below in our sections. What do you think is going to be the main event for night one? What do you think is going to be the main event for night two? Where do you think the storylines are going to go?
How do you think the elimination chamber is going to play out?
Exactly.
Like, is there gonna be like a title defending in the chamber, or is it just gonna be like, winner becomes the number one contender for the WWE Championship?
Exactly.
That's what I think it's gonna go.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna become like a number one contenders
Mm-hmm.
match. It'll be interesting to see who's in it because we thought this Rumble was stacked. Elimination Chamber has the potential to be the most stacked chamber because
Exactly.
you could potentially have Roman in there, Cena, Punk, Seth, Drew.
Jeez.
Like there's so many possibilities.
Exactly.
So
Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. This ain't the end for my goat though. I get a whole nother year of this. But I think it's only a matter of time before Cena wins
Exactly.
number 17. And for old time's sake, let him bring back the spinner. Old time's sake.
Until next time, guys. I'm Mike. And he's Rasslin with Ryan. Oh, by the way, thank you guys for watching this. Thank you guys for viewing all the clips on TikTok. Thank you guys for viewing our Instagram and all that. It matters.
Yeah, and thank you for sticking with it. I know this is new for us. This is our first time, recording a podcast immediately after a show.
Exactly.
Because usually we record like the day after and morning after. But I was telling him, I was like, why don't we record right after so we can share our immediate
Why not?
reaction.
Exactly. Why not be the immediate after, not the plan B pill that we always are.
Yeah, so we figured the immediate reaction. So but stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff in the works.
Exactly. Until next time, guys. See you.